Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas! Our favorite giant monster of all time, Godzilla, has had quite a few incarnations over the 70-odd years. He has been seen in movies and shows, and in these different movies and shows, there are some evil versions of him, as well as heroic variants as well. Some are just plain destructive forces of nature, while quite a few others are truly sinister and full of malice. So here in this video, we will rank the most evil incarnations of the top G, and also tell you why. Let's get to it. At number 10, we have the Millennium Godzillas. The Millennium-era Godzilla, which is in this reboot of movies, is the first to appear after the original's demise in 1954. He has an anti-hero persona. He somehow appears to continually menace Japan over the years. This Godzilla appears intentionally destructive though, but only targeting mankind's energy resources. Unlike others, it hesitates to retaliate against the military, even enduring assaults without fighting back until provoked by the full metal missile launchers, showcasing a more measured and patient personality, and hence why he is so low on this evil list. Number 9. Shin Godzilla. So yeah, this Godzilla appears to be the most evil looking, but is he really evil? Well, he was initially passive and seemingly unaware of humanity. He remains to be indifferent to the military's attacks on it until the American B-2 stealth bombers injure it with the bunker-busting bombs designed to penetrate heavily armored fortifications, therefore triggering a furious retaliation with its atomic breath. In the film's climax though, Godzilla becomes more aggressive, retaliating with the atomic breath and beam attacks when assaulted by humans. So this Godzilla isn't really evil at all, but only attacks to defend itself and probably later views humanity as a threat to its existence. Number 8. The Heisei Godzilla. Awakened 30 years after the original Godzilla's death by a volcanic eruption on the Daikoku Islands in 1984, the Heisei Godzilla diverges from the heroic persona of the Second Generation Godzilla, the Showa one, which really is an anti-hero persona. Unlike the actively vengeful 1954 Godzilla, this incarnation initially appears sympathetic and tragic, navigating human civilization and causing destruction inadvertently. Despite the shift to a more destructive role in later Heisei movies, Godzilla evolves into an anti-hero in the Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 movie, raising an infant of his species named Godzilla Jr. as well. Number 7. The second Showa Godzilla, the Second Generation. This Godzilla is the most frequently featured in movies of all time, with origins dating back to 1955. In earlier movies like Godzilla Raids Again, King Kong vs. Godzilla and Mothra vs. Godzilla, this one emerges as a destructive force, wreaking havoc in Japan and attacking other monsters indiscriminately, so he can be called evil in a way. However, in later movies like Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, a shift occurs, and this Godzilla begins a transformation into a more heroic character. Reluctantly teaming up with Mothra and Rodan, Godzilla battles the malevolent space monster King Ghidorah and defeats it, and in subsequent 1960s movies, he is often portrayed as a lesser of two evils. Number 6. The original Godzilla, the OG. The original Godzilla started out as an oblivious prehistoric sea creature, an amphibious one, living deep in the oceanic depths. But this was disrupted its lifestyle, and its habitat was scorched by the American 1954 hydrogen bomb tests. Filled with rage and displaced from its home, Godzilla directed his fury towards humanity, destroying boats and eventually wreaking havoc in the city of Tokyo. So he is understandably angry, and is one of the least evil versions since his tale is actually tragic after all. Number 5. The Final Godzilla. So this is a reboot to even the original and was, unlike the others, not a second generation Godzilla that came out after the death of the first one. Awakened by nuclear testing in 1954, the Final Godzilla sought revenge and declared war on humanity. Despite the formation of the Earth Defense Forces to combat him and other kaijus, they were unable to defeat him. The film's narration emphasizes Godzilla as humanity's greatest enemy before its confinement in Antarctica. He was all throughout the movie a vengeful and rage-filled monster against all other kaijus and humans as well. Number 4. Godzilla Earth. He holds the distinction of being the largest on-screen incarnation of the character till date. Displaying intense aggression, this Godzilla exhibits hostility towards both humans and other monsters, actively hunting down people fleeing Earth in 2048. Even other monsters, he is actively hunting everything. Considered a divine avenger, Godzilla Earth sees itself as a punishment for mankind's arrogance and is determined to ensure humanity faces the consequences, never allowing them to escape its wrath. But avenger or not, actively hunting helpless people fleeing impending doom makes him really evil in my books. Number 3. Space Godzilla. This kaiju is Godzilla's penultimate enemy in the Heisei series, and along with the Destroyer, they are one of the most powerful. He is distinct as being the only extraterrestrial Godzilla variant in the movies. He is intelligent and displays a planned combat strategy, seeking to dominate Earth with true malice. Unlike Godzilla, who is depicted as a neutral force, a force of nature, a destructive one, Space Godzilla is portrayed as intentionally evil, with the specific purpose of defeating Godzilla to render Earth defenseless for his domination. Number 2. GMK Godzilla. Unlike its predecessors, this Godzilla stands out by intentionally targeting civilians rather than focusing solely on buildings and the military forces. It exhibits a malevolent nature, actively seeking out the complete destruction of Japan and its people as a form of punishment for forgetting the deaths and atrocities of World War II. This marks it as possibly the first Godzilla to be supernatural and also legitimately considered evil, despite earlier incarnations being antagonistic. Well, sort of, being the only evil one, since we also saw Space Godzilla being really evil as well. And number 1, the most evil, the -1 Godzilla. This newest Godzilla incarnation is truly evil from the start. Even as a Godzillasaurus, he attacks the soldiers on Odo Island without any prior provocation. He seems to hate humanity to the core right from the get-go. So after the nuclear testings in the Pacific in 1946, it mutated him into a kaiju, and his rage was fueled 10 times over, and now with the size and power to destroy anything in sight, this Godzilla heads to Tokyo and slaughters as many humans as he can, not even sparing the ships on his path of destruction. So if you have seen the movie, then you would know he is the most evil Godzilla variant ever. So we have come to the end of the video of the most evil Godzillas ever. Now if you like this one, then check this other one as well. And if you wanna browse for other monster content, then check out our channel. We might have things that you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, fam.